Welcome to EssayShark Podcast. Let's start our episode with a few questions. Are people by nature good or evil? What actions are inherently good or bad? In her classic American novel To Kill a Mockingbird, 1960, author Harper Lee addresses these issues. To Kill a Mockingbird describes the life of a young girl named Scout in Alabama in the 1930s. Throughout the novel, Scout matures and learns important lessons about life and injustice in a prejudiced society. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, 1926 to 2016, is one of the most classic American novels. The novel won the Pulitzer Prize for Literature and is widely read in schools across the country. The novel takes place in the 1930s, during the Great Depression, in Macomb, Alabama. Macomb is a fictional small town in Alabama. It is based in Monroeville, Alabama, where Lee was born and raised. Scout Finch is 6 years old at the beginning of the story, and the novel details her growth over the next 3 years. When Scout's lawyer father defends a black man in court, Scout and her brother Jem become aware of prejudice and racism in their small southern town. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee is divided into 2 parts and 25 chapters. First part. 6-year-old Scout Finch and her 10-year-old brother Jem grew up together in a small town in Alabama in the 1930s. They are raised by their father, lawyer Atticus Finch, and their black housekeeper, Calpurnia, a woman who acts as a mother to them. The novel begins in the summer of 1933. Scout and Jem befriend Dill, a boy who comes to Macomb with his aunt for summer vacation. The children are fascinated by the nearby Radley house, where reclusive brothers Nathan and Arthur Boo Radley live. Boo Radley, in particular, is the subject of malicious gossip in Macomb. They say he ate squirrels and stabbed his father in the leg with scissors. Intrigued by these and other rumors, Jem, Scout, and Dill want to lure Boo out of the house. However, when they try to break into the house, the children are chased away and shot at by Nathan Radley. During the escape, Jem loses his pants, but the next day, he mysteriously finds them buttoned up and hanging over the fence. Although they never see Boo, Scout and Jem begin to find small gifts in a hollow tree near the Radley house, apparently from the reclusive man. The children respond by wanting to put something in the hollow tree, but soon after, Brother Boo seals it up with cement. Before we look at the book's second part, I want to remind you that the EssayShark team creates beneficial blog posts for studying that you need to read. So, Part 2. Scout and Jem's father is assigned to defend Tom Robinson, a black man accused of beating and raping a young white woman named Mayella Ewell. Atticus believes defending Robinson is the right thing to do, but the conservative town of Macomb ostracizes him for his choices, and his children are bullied with racial slurs at school. When Robinson's trial begins, the accused is taken to the local jail, and a mob gathers, intent on lynching him. However, Scout and Jem have sneaked out of the house, and Scout defuses the situation after recognizing one of the men as her classmate's father. During Robinson's trial, defendant Tom Robinson claims that he rejected Mayella's advances. The girl's father, Bob Ewell, then beat his daughter because he caught her approaching a black man. Atticus manages to prove that Robinson, whose left hand is crippled, could not be a criminal at all. Bob Ewell, on the other hand, is left-handed and could easily give his daughter a black eye on the right side of her face. Despite evidence of Robinson's innocence, the all-white jury unanimously found him guilty. Robinson is sent to prison. He tries to escape, but is shot 17 times and killed. Scout, Jem, and Dill, watching the trial from the colored balcony, are deeply affected by this. Jem, in particular, is shocked by the jury's verdict. He understands that Robinson is innocent, and the jury's verdict significantly undermines his faith in justice. Even though Robinson is found guilty, Bob Ewell wants revenge on Atticus for the damage to his reputation and attacks Jem and Scout with a knife on Halloween night. The 2 children cannot see what is happening through their suits, but they are helped by an unknown man who incapacitates Ewell and carries the injured Jem home. Scout and Jem later discover that Boo Radley saved them but accidentally killed Bob Ewell with a knife in the process. To protect Boo, Atticus and the sheriff decide to tell the people of Macomb that Bob Ewell fell on his knife in a fight. Scout realizes that they made up this story to protect Boo. Boo was only trying to help, not intending to hurt anyone or draw attention to himself. Scout feels like she can finally imagine life through Boo's eyes. Let's analyze the themes of the book. The key themes of the novel are prejudice, discrimination and racism, the loss of innocence, courage, and morality. Let's analyze them in detail. Prejudice, discrimination, and racism. Prejudice, racism, and discrimination are central to Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Whether based on race, poverty, occupation, or insulting rumors, the citizens of Macomb are quick to judge others and marginalize different people. Black people, in particular, are considered second class and are at the bottom of the hierarchy in the town. Loss of innocence. To Kill a Mockingbird is a coming-of-age story and, therefore, a story of moving from childhood innocence to understanding adulthood. Scout is an innocent 6-year-old child at the novel's beginning, and the report shows how she and Jem lose their virginity. Courage. In To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus tries to raise his children with strong moral principles. Along with that comes the courage to live by and stand up for those principles. Atticus teaches his children that courage can look different for different people and ways of life. The most important thing is always to do what you believe is right. Morality. In To Kill a Mockingbird, Harper Lee questions whether people are inherently good or evil and what actions are intrinsically right or wrong. Morality is explored from the innocent position of Scout and Jem, two children who have yet to understand the world's reality. Our team creates not only podcasts and useful student blog posts on our website. Go to the EssayShark blog and read guides on writing academic papers.